and welcome to another edition of Attack Rap. Co-host Zach Scribner and Adrien Mouseeauas here for another episode. Supposed to have Madden Steen on the show. He is running just a few minutes late, but that's okay. Adrien Mouseeauas, we have a lot to go over. We have our CHL Performers of the Month, academics, but let's start out with the OHL Player of the Week coming from the Windsor Spitfires. New York Islanders prospect Matthew Mouseeauas of the Spits is the Coach-Co OHL Player of the Week for the second time this season, recording 5 goals, 6 assists, and 11 points in 3 games, along with a plus-minus rating of +10. Mouseeauas scored 2 goals and added an assist in 2 straight games, Thursday versus the Sioux Greyhounds and Saturday versus the Hamilton Bulldogs. To end the week, Mouseeauas had a goal and 5 assists versus the Owen Sound Attack. Mouseauas' performance Sunday saw him hit the 100 assist plateau. Nate Krawchuk of the Sudbury Wolves is the OHL goaltender of the week, earning his first career shutout while posting a goals against average of .97 and a save percentage of .961. He turned aside all 21 shots he faced during his first career OHL shutout on Friday as the Wolves won 4-0 over Mississauga. Krawchuk was back between the pipes on Sunday to make his first set of consecutive starts this season, stopping 28 of 30 shots that came his way as the Wolves lost to the Barrie Colts 2-1 in overtime.
Zach, you know what I like to see in there? He's a first-round pick in the U18 draft. Never quit, stayed with it, made the OHL. We saw him play here in Owen Sound. It's a good story. Nate Krawchuk, congratulations on being goalie of the week. Another
U18 drafted player that the Sudbury Wolves have, Nick DeGrazia. I looked up his points. He had over 100 career points, I believe, which made me think, does he have the most points ever by a U18 draft pick? Daniel D'Amato of the Erie Otters, though, had him beat, so I thought I had something there for a minute. But
we've had good luck here in Owen Sound.
Caleb
Pearson comes to mind. Logan Lesage was a U18 pick as well, but Caleb Pearson, originally not drafted to the Owen Sound Attack through the U18 draft, but made magic here. It would have been nice if COVID didn't ruin his overage season.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's a good opportunity though for players that maybe had a tougher minor midget season, U16 season, and you go under the radar. You have a strong season next year. You get noticed by OHL teams, and it's just a good opportunity to have a second chance at the OHL draft.
Well, some of these kids play on like the best of the best teams, so you're playing on the third line, not getting the opportunity, and then you go and play on this minor midget team, and now you're the guy and you get to shine. It's for the kids out there watching, never give up on your dreams. You never know who's going to be at the rink watching you, and for some of these kids, their dreams are coming true right now.
And if you're lucky, you might be ref by Adrien Mouseeauas.
You never know.
Let's carry on, though, with the OHL Performers of the Month for the month of January. A familiar name for Owen Sound Attack fans, Colby Barlow of the Owen Sound Attack is the OHL Player of the Month for January, producing 14 goals, 6 assists, and 20 points in 12 games, along with a plus-minus rating of +6. The Attack captain guided his team to a January mark of 8-3-1-0, registering points in 11 of his 12 outings. Barlow, who had 4 game-winning goals in January, becomes the first Attack player to earn OHL Player of the Month honors since Petrus Palmu, who was recognized in March 2017. Adrien, what do you make of the month of January for Colby Barlow? He's named captain at the age of 17, and he's in his NHL draft season, and he shines game again.
Yeah, I think this is just the floor for Colby Barlow, honestly. Like, he's been the rock for the Owen Sound Attack. Whenever they need a big goal or whenever they need somebody to lean to, they go to Colby Barlow. And I think there's a very telling stat. When Colby Barlow doesn't score, the Owen Sound Attack only have 4 wins on the year.
Correct.
So that's tough as a team to look at, but it just shows how important the 17-year-old kid who currently is only in grade 12, has yet to graduate high school, is important for this Owen Sound Attack team. And there's a reason, Greg Walters said it on the show last week, there's a reason we gave him the C, because he can lug that load, and he is that generational player that the Owen Sound Attack fans have been craving for since maybe Joey Hishin.
4 game-winning goals in a single month is ridiculous. So Colby Barlow hoping to be, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be a first-round pick in this year's upcoming draft.
I'll book it. He's a first-round talent.
Speaking of first-round talent, LA Kings prospect Brant Clark of the Barrie Colts is the OHL defenseman of the month for January, recording 20 points, including 10 goals and 10 assists in 9 games, along with a plus-minus rating of +12 since returning from the Kings January the 12th. This marks Clark's second career OHL Defenseman of the Month honor after he was previously recognized in January 2022. So he wins Player of the Month in January 2022 and 2023. Brent Clark returned halfway through January and puts up 20 points. What is he going to do for the Barrie Colts this season?
Yeah, so I said on air one time during one of the attack games that I was wondering if Shane Wright would crack the top 50 in scoring. Now, before this episode, I went on and looked where Brent Clark is. He's 75th. Now, he's only 25 points away, so he's halfway to being in the top 50 in scoring. Can he crack it? He's got about 20 games left. Zach, do you think he cracks it?
I might not put it past him. The Barrie Colts, we're going to get into a very good hockey club this year. Third in the Eastern Conference. I was watching the game Sunday versus the Sudbury Wolves, and the pass Brant Clark makes to Ethan Cardwell on the game-winning overtime goal was ridiculous. I honestly might not put it past Brant Clark.
This is the one thing about the CHL-NHL agreement. Brant Clark shouldn't be in this league. Shane Wright shouldn't be in this league. They should be in the AHL. They should be, and it might be tough for them come time to develop into the NHL. That's maybe even Colby Barlow next year. Maybe he shouldn't be in the OHL. Time will tell, but these kids are so good. They should be in a different league.
Dominating the league, 20 points in half a month is ridiculous. So congratulations going out to Brant Clark. Let's talk goaltender of the month now. Winnipeg Jets prospect Dom DiVincentis of the North Bay Battalion is the OHL goaltender of the month for January, playing to a 7-0, 0-1 record with a 2.2 goals against average and a .923 save percentage. DiVincentis made 216 saves last month, winning 7 of his out-8ings for the Central Division leading battalion. And finally, Windsor Spitfires forward Liam Greentree is the OHL Rookie of the Month for January, recording 16 points, including 10 goals and 6 assists in 12 games with a plus-minus rating of +6. Greentree recorded points in 9 of his 12 January contests, finishing the month with points in 4 consecutive games.
Well, attack fans, look at that goals total right there, 23. Colby had 30 last year in his time in his rookie season. So Liam Greentree, who's a third-round pick, is doing the exact same thing.
Let's now take a look at the Ontario Hockey League standings. In the Western Conference, the Windsor Spitfires have the top spot with 68 points. Although the London Knights are just 1 point back, the Spits have won 4 straight. London's won 5 consecutive games. The Sarnia Sting have leapfrogged the Owen Sound Attack for the 3rd seed. Sarnia with 56 points. Owen Sound sits at 55. The Saginaw Spirit ended their lengthy losing streak with a win over the Flint Firebirds. They sit 5th with 52 points. Flint currently sits 6th in the conference. They're just 1 point ahead of the Guelph Storm, who have won 7 of their last 10. The Kitchener Rangers hold the last playoff spot. They're 4 points ahead of the Sioux Greyhounds. The Erie Otters have lost 3 straight games. They're last in the Western Conference. Adrien, you see the Sarnia Sting leapfrog the Owen Sound Attack. What do you make of this 3-4 battle down the stretch?
It's going to be tight, but honestly, with all the moves that the Sarnia Sting made, it doesn't surprise me, and I think they could even maybe go catch London for 2nd. It'll be really tough. Those two are division rivals, and the Sarnia Sting are an elite team, in my opinion. I said that they were going to win the Western Conference, so we'll see about that.
Let's now turn to the Eastern Conference. Ottawa still holds the top spot with 74 points, 4 ahead of the North Bay Battalion. The Barrie Colts have points in 5 straight games. Mentioned it earlier on. They're 3rd with 61 points. Peterborough has been struggling as of late, 4-6 in their last 10. They're 4th with 53 points, just 1 point ahead of the Mississauga Steelheads. Kingston currently sits 6th in the East with 49 points, 1 ahead of the Hamilton Bulldogs. Sudbury and Oshawa are battling for the last playoff spot. The difference just 1 point there. Sudbury saw the return of Quinton Musty Sunday. He missed close to a month worth of game action. And the Niagara Ice Dogs will travel to the Bayshore tomorrow. They're last with 25 points. To the top 10 in OHL scoring, Matthew Mouseeauas leads the league with 79 points. Matvey Petrov of North Bay is 2nd with 73. Ty Voigt, who led the way for most of the season, drops to 3rd with 71 points. The Sting defeated the Sioux Greyhounds 12-1 Friday. Voigt and Luca Del Beluz each scored a hat-trick and added 1 assist. Overage forward Logan Morrison is 4th with 70 points, 2 ahead of Kyle Jackson. Amadeus Lombardi, Tucker Robertson, and Sasha Pasajov all tied for 6th in league scoring with 66 points. Lombardi had 2 goals and 4 assists over the weekend. Robertson scored 3 and added 3 assists, while Pasajov scored 1 goal and 5 assists. Defenseman Pavel Minchikov sits 9th in league scoring, 2 points of attack captain Colby Barlow. Speaking of Colby Barlow, he leads the Owen Sound attack in scoring with 63 points, 8 ahead of Cedric Gaindon. Denny Gore sits third in team scoring with 51 points. Last week, we talked with the coaching staff about his plus-minus. He sits at +6 after this past weekend. Ethan Burrows is 1 point ahead of Sam Sedley for fourth in team scoring. Burrows with 42 points, Sedley with 41. Servac Petrovski had a goal Saturday night. He's 6th in team scoring with 39 points, 9 ahead of Caleb Lawrence. Matthew Pappas had the lone goal for Owen Sound Sunday. He's 8th in team scoring with 26 points, 1 point ahead of Gavin Bryant. And Landon Hookey rounds out the top 10 with 23 points. He's recorded 8 points in 11 games since being acquired by the Owen Sound attack.
Now we're going to take a look at the CHL team of the month for the month of January. And it's led by none other than the sensation Connor Bedard. Connor had 24 points in just 7 games. He was a stud for the Regina Pats in this past month. For the Gatineau Olympic QMJ Ochel trade deadline, Montreal prospect Riley Kidney was acquired by the Olympic and had 22 points in 8 games. Logan Stankoven came back from the World Juniors with his gold medal and in 8 games had 21 points. And on the back end, we already talked about Grant Clark and his sensational month with 20 points in 9 games. Ty Nelson did the exact same thing, 17 points in 11 games with a couple absolute cannons from the point. And Mathis Rousseau of the Halifax Mooseheads went 8-0 with a 178 goals against average and a 938 save percentage. Now we are very happy to have in the studio rocking an absolute sweater tonight.
What a throwback.
How about this?
Throwback to the, 04-05 season? Bobby Ryan signed that?
Yeah, well, no, maybe my old coach Joey Hessian.
You're not wrong.
Absolutely.
Big Red, glad to have you, though. Thanks for making it out here.
Madden Steen is with us. Big Red on the back of his jersey for warm-ups. So, Madden, thanks for coming. First question, Super Bowl this weekend. Who you got, Chiefs or the Eagles?
See, I'm not the biggest football guy, but I have kind of been following the playoffs, and I think I got to go with the Eagles. They've had such a dominant season, and it's going to be tough to take down Patty Mahomes and the Chiefs, but yeah, I got Eagles.
You heard it here first. I think we just recorded an episode of Sports Wrap, and most of us said the Eagles as well, so it seems to be a common theme here. What are some, you guys got a team plan for Sunday? Get together with some of the guys to watch it?
Yeah, I think we're going to get together and watch it, and there's a couple guys that are KC fans, a couple Eagles fans, so it's going to be interesting to see. It'll be a good chirp battle going on.
Yeah.
No, you go. I just want to talk to you about Hockey Day in Canada. Of course, your second season in Owen Sound supposed to happen for the past 2 years and got canceled due to COVID. What did you make of the week of Hockey Day in Canada, and is there a memory that stands out to you?
Yeah, no, it was really cool just to see all the faces in Owen Sound and the whole community kind of just come together. For me, I got to go out on the ice with Ron McLean and help out with some younger kids who were just learning hockey, so it was fun. Yeah, I've watched him my whole life growing up on Coach's Corner, so it was kind of a surreal moment.
Is there, you guys did a lot that week, right? So you talked about that. There were school visits. You had 4 games that weekend. After it was all said and done, did you just lay down on the bed and just it's all done and over with? It's kind of a relieving feeling, but it was so much fun at the same time. Yeah,
like you said, it was such a busy week. We had Barrie, London, Ottawa, and Peterborough, who are all top teams in the league, and tough OT loss to Barrie earlier in the week, and then whatever happened in London, then 2 huge wins against 2 top teams at home on the weekend, and yeah, it was a lot on the body, but yeah, it felt really good. The team really came together, and that was the best hockey we've played all year, so yeah, it was really nice to see.
Let's talk about some Owen Sound attack hockey this season. Earlier on, there was a lot of defensemen on this roster. Now it seems that there's some extra forwards, but on the back end, a ton of injuries throughout the season, yourself included. Just how challenging is that, just as a team, going through so many injuries at a time?
Yeah, I mean, no matter where you are in the lineup, you kind of always got to be ready to get that tap on the back to go and fill some shoes. And I know for myself, I took advantage of that last season. And yeah, that's kind of what I've been telling the younger guys is, obviously injuries are unfortunate, but somebody's got to fill the shoes. So
Now, throughout this year, you've had a lot of different D pairings. At one point, you were with Teddy Sawyer, you're with Teus Jordan. Is there one partner that you like playing with, or is it just whoever the coach sends you out with, obviously you're happy to play with, but do you have any found chemistry with one in particular?
Yeah, no, I love all my teammates. Recently, I've been with Jordo quite a bit. Me and him, we're always kind of on the same page. We know where each other are, and yeah, we both like to hit. So if one person's going to step up and hit, then we know the other guy's going to fill in for us. Yeah, I love playing with Teddy Sawyer, like both shutdown guys, and kind of the same thing with him. Just know where we are and what we're doing. So
it's kind of evident that you guys aren't Sam Sedley, you're not Nolan Steen, you're not going to be the ones putting up the big points. Leave that to them. Is that what Skillsy's telling you guys? Like, we need you guys to shut down come playoff time, so start working on it right now?
Yeah. Yeah, obviously Seds and Cedar are pretty sick in the O-zone, so yeah, let them do their magic, and then our forte is in the D-zone, so kind of just spread it out, and yeah, come playoff time, we've got some, like I said, some pretty sick offensive defensemen, and then a good number of shutdown guys. So yeah, it's a good mix we got going.
First time having you on the show this season. Whether you want to credit your playoff goal as your first career goal or your goal, we're going to have to change up our trivia question. Supposed to have James Petrovski on, so we're not going to give away who you scored your first career regular season goal against. But let's talk about that shorthanded goal in the regular season. What will you always remember about that play?
Yeah, my eyes it was on the penalty kill, it was shorthanded.
Yep.
Saw Denny going, it was kind of a 2-on-1, shot it, weird bounce, and then I saw that puck just pop out and right in front of the net, and my eyes just went huge. I was, yeah, super happy, jumped on it, and unfortunate game, but it was pretty cool to get that, especially wearing those Hockey Fights Cancer jerseys.
So you can kind of create the question here. Which do you consider your first goal, the playoffs or the regular season?
Well, I got to go with the playoffs.
Okay. You have our trivia question for later on. You can text or call Mark Perry, and you can win a pair of tickets to this Saturday's game against the Flint Firebirds.
So, the playoff game,
yeah,
you score your first goal, you have a goose egg all season long.
Yeah.
And I remember I believe it was in the first period or the third period. It was at the far end anyways.
Yeah.
You had a huge jump into the boards.
Yeah.
How excited does it even come to like words can even come out of your mouth?
Yeah, I was just so fired up. Obviously that was my first season with the Attack, and had some injury struggle halfway through the season there, and never got my first one, and then like what a time to get your first one. It was just all the boys were so happy for me, and it was just a surreal moment.
Yeah, it was so cool.
So we talked about some of the offensive defensemen. An unfortunate weekend for the Owen Sun Attack. What are some of the things you guys are working on as a defensive core to prepare for the playoffs?
Yeah, like when it comes to playoff time, it's a completely different animal. Every team's just so dialed in on their systems, and everybody knows exactly what they're doing at all times. It's a game of inches. So yeah, it just comes down to dialing in our systems, and yeah, everybody knowing the role and everybody contributing and everybody being on the same page.
What would you say are some differences from your rookie season compared to this season? Whether you feel more comfortable with the puck, maybe the game slowing down a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely a huge jump to go to the OHL from I played in minor midget the year before. Obviously missed the 1 year to COVID. It was a huge jump. And then to this year, a lot more confident. Obviously taking on a bigger role with us losing Igor Chibrikov and Mark Woolley, so a couple of big shoes to fill, but I feel good. Feel good out there.
Now you've seen a lot of your teammates hit that 100 game milestone. You're at game 78 tomorrow night.
Yeah.
How has your game changed since game one of your OHL career to now?
Yeah, I'd say kind of just understanding my role and being that shutdown physical defenseman. And yeah, keeping a simple game, getting the puck out of the zone, letting the forwards do the magic, and help out when I can. Don't mind a couple points once in a while, but yeah, just kind of understanding my role and continuing to grow and becoming that shutdown defenseman that can also contribute in the offensive zone.
So off ice or on ice, and just keep this one TV appropriate, what are some of your favorite memories so far from your time in Owen Sound?
I mean, I just all the friends that I've made, my closest buddies, have all been coming through this team, and I just can't say enough good things about the group that we had last year and that we have right now. I was up this summer, and me and Cal Ewens, we went swimming in the Georgian, which was obviously we were not here in the summer, so we didn't really get to see the city like that. But that was pretty fun. Yeah, I just got to go with like the bus rides. Just road trips are kind of when the boys all come together the most, and yeah, it's probably the bus rides.
Now you talk about some of your best friends on the team, and watching from where I watch the game, it's very evident who you have a good friendship with, and number 11 comes to mind. Says the game, though, you guys have some pretty cool rituals before and after the game, especially when there's a win.
Yeah.
So the one that before the game, you guys kind of, I don't know, do a stare off, and then you just sprint off the ice. You want to talk to the folks at home about that one?
Yeah. Honestly, not even sure how it started. We kind of wanted to do something, like we were fresh in the league and all the other guys kind of had their own thing to do, and we wanted to think of something original. So yeah, it started last year just at the end of warm-up. He starts at the red line, I follow him in, he drops the puck to me, I shoot in the open net, then we both go to the door, we look at each other, and I kind of like fake like I'm gonna go, and then I just book it down the hallway. And yeah, like I said, I don't know how it started, but it stuck.
And then the other one that I noticed most recently is after the win and you guys celebrate the fans, you two stay out center ice, and it seems as though you guys are having a sword fight.
Yeah, well, so the whole team kind of does it right after the win. We put our sticks up and hit our sticks together. And then, yeah, said he kind of just, like, do you want to do something else? And, like, we stay out there, untuck the swords, bang, bang, bang. And then, like, against Sudbury last weekend, the fans erupted when we did that, because there was kind of a kerfuffle at the end, and then me and him went and did that, and it was pretty cool.
You're going to break your stick one of these times.
Oh,
you were said.
Do you not remember last year in the playoffs after Game 6?
Matchy broke his stick over mine.
There were so many sticks broken.
Oh, yeah.
The stick was broken.
I was just going to say, he'd be the first one to do it.
Speaking of warm-ups, the pregame jerseys this year, the warm-up jerseys are unreal. You guys created the twists with the nicknames on the back. Just give the fans at home you choose Big Red for the back of your jersey.
Yeah, no, they're pretty sweet warm-up jerseys for sure. And like you said, kind of gives the fans an inside kind of scoop on what we call, like, when I go and see fans, they all call me by Big Red now. It's pretty cool. But yeah, no, when I came in, my nickname was just Steener, but we got Cedar, Seti. There's kind of a bunch of similar nicknames. So the D coach, Jordan Hill, was like, all right, screw this, you're Big Red. So it kind of just stuck after that. All the boys loved it. So
give me your top 2 favorite ones from this year.
Nicknames?
Yep.
I got to go with Menace for Denny Gore. Just Dennis the Menace. Pretty original. Suits him pretty well too. And there's a bunch of good ones. I go with Pablo for our captain, Colby Barlow.
We haven't got that a whole lot this year. We always get Daddy Bird because of Burrow's dad of the team. So that's the reoccurring theme there. We only have about 5 minutes left before we have to go to break. Let's take a look at the highlights. This past Saturday, the Owen Sound Attack traveled to play the Flint Firebirds.
Nice pass up the middle of the ice for Cormier. Quick shot over top of Nathan Day, catching the glass. Side of the net now, Kuzmin up for Gavin Hayes. Quickly over the middle of the ice, Lombardi with that good speed. Lombardi turning, going on net. Tries to cut in around Steen. Wrap around, chance, he scores! Vintage Amadeus Lombardi kicks things off. Face-off won by Flynn again. Kuzmin looking over. Giroux fires one and they score! Simon Slavacek tips it home. Firebirds lead it 2-0. Center Owen Sound trying to change. Only Barlow got off as Flint carries back ahead. Bouncing puck, high slot, Petrie in, shooting one, save Votary, rebound, they score! It's Riley Piercy, power play goal! Nolan Dan with Braden Kressler, 2-on-1 now. Dan in, over, shot, they score! Kressler. Gore wins it cleanly, Sedley looking to shoot, he does. Tipped on goal, they score! Not sure who got a stick on it, think it was Denny Gore. Aiden Petrie slides in for Ethan Hay on this third line. As Sedley goes cross ice, off the bounce, serve back, Petrovski in! He scores! Owen Sound, 2 goals, 48 seconds in the third. We got a hockey game here in Flint. Backdoor, Jordan collapsing, quick shot, good save by Day. Up to the point, Steen, traffic in front, they score! Madden, Steen, it's a 1-goal game! 15-17, they go in the third. Bertucci up with it now. Bertucci will just slap one in around the wall. Votary couldn't get there. Slavacek has it, throws one on goal! He had the net wide open and it just went wide. Bertucci shot, knocked down, they score! Ethan Hay puts it home. A little bit more breathing room for the Firebirds. Back in front by 2.
The comeback falls short for the Owen Sound attack, a loss against the Flint Firebirds Saturday night to start the road trip. Want to ask you, Madden, first off, James Petrovski goes back and plays his former team for the first time. What was the emotions like with James just before the game?
Yeah, no, he's a pretty mellow guy, but no, he was happy to be back there and kind of just reunite with some staff that were there and some old teammates. So yeah, he was pretty happy. Obviously not the result we wanted, but yeah, nice for him to get that return.
Might not have been the result you guys wanted, but you tallied another goal on the season. We were just talking about how you're being a shutdown D, but the offense, that was something that was in your game when you're in midget minor. Is that coming around now that you're in your second, going into your third season next year? Yeah,
it's just the OHL is like it's a different animal. Like, it was such a surprise when I got here, but yeah, I mean, I had that side to me in minor midget. It is also a much slower game, so I think I'm kind of just adapting to the speed and yeah, figuring things out.
The big storyline going into Saturday night, first game back against Flint Firebirds since that Game 7 loss in the first round of the playoffs. What was the team's mindset just going into that game? You knew it was going to be a battle against those guys.
Yeah, it's still a pretty sore subject, even 6 months later. But yeah, we just we wanted to get the win. We wanted to show them that should have been us in the conference finals there against Windsor. But yeah, just obviously not the result we wanted.
You're going to avenge that playoff loss this year. Second year, you guys are going past round 1. We can pretty confident about that. Let's throw out our trivia question now for the evening. The chance to win a pair of tickets Saturday night against the Flint Firebirds. We had to change it up. What round was Madden Steen drafted in his OHL draft season? Once again, call or text Mark Perry. You can win yourself a pair of tickets against the Flint Firebirds. On the other side of the break, we'll have highlights against the game from the Windsor Spitfires. Might have a different quiz this time than we usually have on a Tuesday night, and even a mic'd up edition with Colby Barlow. That's on the other side of the break here on Attack Wrap on Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
So exciting to be The Bachelor. It feels like a dream.
Mondays on City TV.
Sparks are literally flying.
I'm here to find my best friend and spend the rest of my life with someone that loves me and I love them.
I'm terrified that at the end of this, it's not me.
Are you here for me?
Yes.
Why are you making this about you?
I just hope at the end of the day, it's all worth it.
The Bachelor, all new, Mondays 8, 7 Central on City TV. Or stream on City TV Plus, the app, or citytv.com.
Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be the name. The man it seems like can't be found, just turn around. I'm in shouting ground.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
Welcome back to Attack Rap. Zach Scribner and Adrien Mouseeauas joined alongside Madden, Steen. Got quite the outfit on. We're going to go later on who's best dressed on the team, but good fit here for a Tuesday night. I want to ask you a little bit more about James Petrovski, though. He was supposed to be on the show here tonight, unable to make it. First off, what was his transition like from Flint ever since joining Owen Sound? You seem to get more comfortable by every game.
Yeah, well, his first week here, I was out. I was with my injury, but so I didn't get to know him too well. But when I got here, he's, like I said before, he's kind of he's a mellow guy. He's chill. He's down to earth, and easy to talk to. Sociable guy.
At the trade deadline, you guys also acquired an absolute giant of a man in Landon Hookey.
Yeah.
I actually don't like doing interviews with him because I feel so small.
Yeah.
But he's a great person from my interview with him, and he's a huge attribute to the team.
Yeah.
What have you seen from Landon Hookey?
No, he's been really good for us, and it was a really good pickup. Obviously, he's 2 fights with the team so far, and just sticking up for guys, and he's putting up points. He's on the power play. He can kind of do it all. He's been a solid pickup.
Jackson Stewart also dropped the mitts this past weekend.
Couple of times,
no big deal. I want to ask you though. You come into your rookie season with Cal Ewens. What was it like for you seeing Cal go to Kingston?
Yeah, that was a tough one. He was one of my boys on the team, but at the end of the day, he's a business, and that's what it comes down to. So, yeah, we still keep in touch, and I'm sure I'll see him in the summer at some point. But yeah, it was a tough one.
The Owen Sound attack, you mentioned some kerfuffles with the game against Sudbury Wolves. Just, I think the play style and the coaching staff, Greg Walters, just his play style for this team. I want to ask you, what's your favorite rivalry from this season?
From this season? See, like we got all the East teams this year, but we only play them twice. That's a great question. I gotta go with Guelph, the hometown. Just fun games to play in, and usually pretty close. So
it seems to be when you play your best as well.
Yeah.
There's something about playing your hometown.
Yeah, no, I love going back home. Grew up watching and playing a couple of games in that rink, so yeah.
Now my next question would be, what was your favorite game so far this year?
I gotta have a couple, because it was just cool to do that Eastern swing and play in the Peterborough, Kingston, and Ottawa arenas. We hadn't seen them yet, and they're really cool. But it's a good question. I'd gotta say this past weekend when we beat Ottawa, they were the big dog coming into town, and we lost them a couple weeks before. So it was a fun game, and we handled them pretty well and kind of showed our true colors.
Shut down some of their top guys as well. Pavel Minchikov, Jack Mateer. That team is very talented and shows why they are at the top of the Eastern Conference. Mentioned on the other side of the break there, a mic'd up edition with Colby Barlow. Just another opportunity to see what it's like hearing from the captain during warm-ups. Let's play that segment now.
Hey, I'm Colby Barlow, and this is warm-ups. Steady! Steady! You got the mic? Hey guys, what's up? Oh yeah! Oh, like tell me what you like about it. Woo! Oh yeah, Seth. Big. What's up, boys?
Up the guys, I'm just saying some random stuff.
I'm trying not to make it weird.
I tried walking the cameraman to hit him.
Yeah, actually. Jerseys are so sick. I feel dangerous in these. Oh yeah. Oh! Good. You? Yeah? Not Stowe.
Oh, that one, yeah?
It's another day, bud.
Did you know he was coming in the room?
No. Yeah. Yeah. Living lavish. Woo! Here we go. What a save, Rick.
You're gonna go ramp the Bobby, baby.
Is that Bobby? Give me a great game. Give me a great game.
An interesting segment there. I love watching that when I first saw it on Twitter. Just getting to know Colby Barlow a little bit more. First off, just want to ask you, the leadership group so strong this year, and Colby Barlow as a 17-year-old captain. If you don't mind just speaking on the leadership group, and especially Colby in only his second year in the Ontario Hockey League.
Yeah, kind of from the moment he joined the team, we were both first years together. He kind of just, he's a different breed. He kind of just, he understands the game and he understands what it takes to win. So, yeah, he's the most humble kid I've ever met, and yeah, he's been a great leader for us, and along with our assistant captains and Nolan, Seed, Sam, and Ethan.
In that little video, he talks about the black jerseys, and you had never worn a black jersey. He had never worn a black jersey, and you're donning the old black jersey right now. But it's a different feeling. It feels like you guys are back in black, and it feels nice.
Yeah, well, we haven't lost in black yet. Well, I shouldn't say yet. It's not going to happen. So, but yeah, I'd heard the stories about the black jerseys from the older guys, and I'd seen pictures. Actually, my draft jersey was black, the one that I got. Yeah. So, yeah, I was hoping that we were going to get them at some point last year, but that never happened. And then walking into the room for the Peterborough game and seeing those hung up, it was pretty cool.
So you guys didn't know about it before? No. It was kind of a secret?
Yeah.
What was the reaction in the room when you guys walked in?
I think I was one of the first ones there, so I was kind of just, like, I just walked up to Brownie. I'm like, Brownie, these are sick. And then kind of just waiting to see all the other guys come in. They had similar reactions, so it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Want to ask you, Family Day's coming up, a game for the second year in a row against the Guelph Storm. What's that like for you? I believe it's your final time going to Guelph this season, and just being able to reconnect with your family on Family Day after the game against the Guelph Storm.
Yeah, no, it's nice to go home, obviously, kind of whenever you can, and probably have a bunch of family at that game. Maybe make it like our little family reunion. But yeah, no, it's sweet. I'm excited for that one.
All right, guys, it's time for the quiz, and because Zach, there's no second person here, we're gonna have you quiz as well. So Madden, just behind you, you have a little whiteboard, and we're gonna just go at it. And we're gonna have some easier questions today, just to make Zach look a little smarter.
Senior, if I don't get your points total correct, I apologize.
I don't even know.
Okay, so that makes me feel better then.
All right. Who has played the most games for the Owen Sound Attack that's on this current roster?
All time?
On the current roster, right?
Current roster.
In the OHL for the...
In the OHL, yeah. Hide your answer. Zach might cheat.
Yeah, no kidding.
Zach might cheat. Show the cameras. Absolutely. Number 6, Nolan Seed.
I was starting to think Pappas or not Pappas, Burrows or Gorin around there.
Well,
Seed, okay.
That's not the
one
answer.
for one. Here we go.
Oh, should I keep it up? Or whatever.
No, you erased it. Yeah, absolutely. How many guys on the team are drafted to an NHL team? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Show it.
3.
Zach, can you please erase your previous answers? Thank you. Nice and tidy. How many non-Canadians play on the team?
I don't think
Show
that's
the camera.
Right.
There's 2. Teddy Sawyer. Servac Petrovski.
Oh, man.
Jeez Louise. And the fact that you didn't know Servac, I'm going to tell him, and he's going to be very disappointed. Who has the most penalty minutes on the team?
Stu.
Number 22.
It is Caleb Lawrence.
Yeah, is it?
Yes.
How many does Lawrence have?
59 PIMs, and...
Oh, so coming over doesn't count, because I think Stu has like 77 by now.
Oh,
What's his fights this weekend?
He has 32 PIMs for the Owen Sound Attack only. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, if you take in the whole year...
If we're taking in the whole year...
This teacher's tricking us.
It's not even close. I said for the Owen Sound Attack, though. You guys need to listen to the questions. Next question. Which goalie has the higher save percentage?
For this season?
Yeah.
Take your time. Rick.
I put votes.
You guys are both wrong. It's Carter
George. Oh my
Georgie,
God.
how could I forget?
2 in a row. Ridiculous.
Carter George with a 926 save percentage. All right.
At least we both get it.
Now we're going to go into some Madden Steen trivia. How many career OHL points does Madden Steen have?
Oh boy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Before you show, how many assists did you have in your rookie year?
5?
My answer's off. Then I put 9.
13?
5 plus 9 equals 14.
I have 9 points. I have 9 points this year.
Points. 2 goals, 7 assists, 9 points. It's a
sick.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. Well, we're gonna go off that. And how many penalty minutes does Madden Steen have in his OHL career? And I gotta say, this kind of surprised me. I'm not gonna lie.
Hope I'm not doing you dirty here, Steener. What'd you put?
46.
Okay.
The answer is 39.
Really?
36. I was off by 3.
39 is the answer. And Madden, I thought it would have been a little bit higher, but
Yeah.
you're a disciplined player. You don't take minor penalties. You're
Yeah.
never in the box, you know.
No, I think when I hit hard, and I think it's clean. I like to.
Jacob Trouba-esque, some would say.
Yeah, I just.
After last night? Ooh, that was
Yeah, those
fire.
are 2 clean hits, I have to say. And last question. Hopefully only Madden can get this right. Which team did Madden play 2 games for in the OJHL?
Oh boy. I don't even have a guess.
It's kind of close to home.
Yeah.
Who is it? I won't even guess.
Georgetown Raiders.
That was the only.
Georgetown.
2 regular season, 4 playoff games, actually.
There it is.
I'm not gonna lie. That
Madden Steen, that's a little bit of history on Madden. So now, Zach, I believe we're going to go to the highlights of the Windsor game on Sunday night. It was hockey day in the OHL on Sunday. So there was a late time slot for the Onside Attack at the WFCU Center in Windsor, Ontario. We'll head to those highlights right now.
Here, Spitfires have sent 7 in on Chouinard so far, and he's been up to task. Millette's going to center, right on the stick, and they'll score! Matthew Mouseeauas! And the Spitfires take flight. And now Millette's got Maggio behind him, dishes off, here's a chance, scores! 8 Castle! With a 2-0, Spitfires control. To the top of the zone, now they're going to work it down low. Hookie gets by. What a move by Oliver Pierre! 3-0 Spitfires. Maggio up to the blue line for Smith. Smith centering. Millette's got room. And he'll snipe and score. Right in front, they'll score. How do you like that? Jacob Millette 5-0. There's a chance in front. Hookie, big save. Costanzo loose and they'll score. He controls down low, centering, scores! Greentree with the upstairs snipe! And that's a 4-point night. We have no idea how he got. We're going to ask him when I get back to town. Dionisio, what a move! What a goal! What a shot! On another one here. For Jodwin. Jodwin's going to skate down the wing. Jodwin to the side of the net. They'll score! Is that Davis? Did he get us first? It looks like it. And the Spitfires 8-1. How about that?
Now, Zach, we usually go into some post-game comments on that one. We didn't show the 9-1 loss to London, and we are not going to talk about that 8-1 loss at the hands of the Windsor Spitfires. They are an elite team, though. In my opinion, I think the On-Sound Attack, if they play them in the playoffs, will give them a much tougher test than they did on Sunday night, and I think all people in the organization will echo my statement there.
One positive that came out of that game on Sunday, I got to meet your parents and your family. It was a good interaction afterwards, I must say.
My family was at the games. My nephew were there to cheer on Nick. Too bad they didn't have the performance that they wanted, but my little nephew, 5-year-old, got his hockey card signed by Denis Gourde and by Nick Chenard, so it was a good night for my little nephew. Other than that, I don't think anybody else, an Attack fan, came out smiling. So we're going to move on, and it's the best time on a Tuesday night here in Grey. Bruce, it's time for none other than What's in the Helmet. You've played this before. It was What's in the Hat before last year. It's whatever first thing comes to your mind, you answer it. And Zach, today
I'll come up with some on the spot.
You're gonna join in as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna get your opinion as well.
All right, let's hear it.
Maybe if you have anything, Zach. Okay. If not, you can ask him whatever comes to your mind as well. Pre-game routine. What goes into your pre-game routine?
Home game, we go to the rink in the morning, roll out, stretch, spin, kind of just get the legs going. Home for nap. Pre-game meals is usually chicken parm and pasta, and then cucumber. Tim's on the way.
Full cucumber?
No.
Oh.
No. And then stop at Tim's on the way to the rink. Usually I like to get there.
What do you get at Tim's?
In the summer, I get like a black iced coffee, or I've been getting just like a medium regular recently. Yeah, nothing fancy. And then I like to get to the rink 2 hours, 45 minutes before the game. And then at the rink, kind of just take my stick, get my legs going on the bike, stretch, roll out, and then I like to be loose before games. I'm not too superstitious, so yeah.
Now this next question goes right into that pregame routine, and you might have to. I'll let you say yourself if you think best dressed on the team on a game day.
There's a couple guys that come to mind. I got to shout out Antonio Tersini. He's got some great suits. I don't know if you've seen Gavin Bryant's got this hat that he likes to wear, kind of like the Undertaker. It's pretty sweet. And I'll leave it there. I don't want to upset anybody by not saying them, so I'll just say the two obvious ones.
Zach, we have some of the best photographers in the league on that snap some pictures. Of the ones that you've seen of their pregame walk-ins, who are some of the ones that you think might have the best drip on the team, as you like to call it, drip?
Yeah, that's right. I got to one that's supposed to be here tonight, James Petrovski. I'm a big designer guy. I like the designers. So James Petrovski, and we had Teddy Story here a few weeks ago. Mom works at Louis V. So yeah, those are two of my favorite ones on the team for sure.
Madden, you're my favorite.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Which member of the team takes the longest to respond to their phone?
Oh. I gotta say Corbin Voter. He's just, I think he sees that I texted him, but he just chooses not to answer.
Just leaves you on red.
No, not even. That? No, he just undelivered. I don't know if you have Snapchat, but half swipe it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Not bitter.
Yeah.
Player you wouldn't want to be stuck in a car with for 2 hours?
Landon Huckey.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
You want to elaborate or no?
He's just a handful. He's a handful.
What's your favorite cheat meal?
Oh my gosh. There's so many. I gotta say, just going to McDonald's, getting a Big Mac meal. Just nice and simple.
We're not gonna let Andy Brown hear that.
No, don't.
Please don't.
Yeah,
please don't.
We'll edit
or
it
Andy
out.
Plater.
Yeah, we'll edit that one out for sure. If the bus driver didn't show up, who's driving the bus?
Gavin Bryant.
Gav.
I think Gav would just hop on that opportunity. He would love that.
Were you at the, speaking of Gavin Bryant, were you at Rip Fest when he just belted some Luke Combs out there?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I don't know how he got up there.
I heard Wally pulled some strings.
Yeah, I think that's what happened, but it was, I couldn't believe it. Like, yeah, I couldn't believe he did it. It was good for him. It was sweet.
Knowing his
Everybody loved it.
performances on the bus from his rookie season, did it surprise you, or were you like, yeah, he just crushed it and I knew he could?
Oh yeah, no, it didn't surprise me. I've heard him sing a couple times. He actually did a rerun this year on the bus, just because everybody loved his performance so much. So
I believe he's posted that video on his personal Instagram now, so if anyone wants to check it out. I think I saw that last week. So next question for you. Who's a player in the NHL that you try to model your own game after?
I like Eric Chernak on Tampa Bay Lightning. He's kind of just a bigger guy. He's very good at being a shutdown guy. He's got some offense to him as well, and yeah, he's a big boy. He can throw the puck.
Do you watch a lot of hockey at home?
I don't really watch full games. I kind of just watch more clips.
Yeah.
Just on more specific stuff.
Because you guys have a lot going on with your schedule and all that. It's kind of tough. Like, I find it tough even just being at the games and not being able to watch my Montreal Canadiens go for.
What a disappointment this year.
Can't watch the Habs lose. Overall pick. But
Tank for Bedsy.
Yeah. Toe drag release, right?
Toe drag release.
Some of these guys have chose not to answer this question before because they have a girlfriend, but
yeah.
Celebrity crush.
Madeline Klein from Outer Banks. Yeah. That third season's coming out soon, so pretty fired up. Me and Gavin are actually going to get together and watch it all in one day. So
you're a big Netflix guy?
Yeah, I'd say.
What's your most recent show that you've binged?
What would it be?
Just rerun season 2 of Outer Banks, 2 and 1.
No, I got to rewatch it soon, but I don't know. I've watched kind of a bit of everything: Breaking Bad, The Office, Trailer Park Boys.
The classics.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. That does it for another episode of What's in the Helmet. Now, Zach, I believe we have a special video.
The OHL season is winding down. Let's take a look at the top 5 goals from the first half of the Ontario Hockey League season.
Richie dance around his man, and he scores. That is a beautiful goal by Cal Ritchie. Goal number 4, and this is why he's a superstar in this league. Those hands and that shot, he ties the game at 2. Wow. Well,
Cardwell missing the connection. Arnsby shot, scores! Arnsby, the captain, gets it done in overtime. 32 seconds in, a low, hard drive that seemed to fool Thornton.
That was a beautiful move, a one-on-one where he tucks it into the left field of his skate.
Thomas eating on, skate to stick. Logan Morrison challenging to the middle of the ice and scores! Wow. How in the world did Logan Morrison keep that puck on the string? The captain weaving magic once again.
A little flip, and then gets control and gives the Bulldogs a 3-goal lead. Let's take a look at it here, Reed. Nice little pass up by Thomas to find Morrison.
Stonehouse there to pick up the loose puck. Here's Stonehouse. He scores! Grady Stonehouse with a Michigan. 5-1 Ottawa.
Well, you're not going to see too many goals better than this one. Unbelievable. Grady Stonehouse does the Michigan. Is successful. And at minute 30 into the third period.
This is going to have another chance shorthanded. Hayes again on the breakaway. Fake and scores! He pulled it off! The no-move finish! Avery Hayes! The creativity at an all-time high!
Some highlight reel goals on display. It's been a very exciting Ontario Hockey League season so far. Still a few more games to go before the end of the Ontario Hockey League season. Madden Steen at number 2, Brady Stonehouse pulls off the Michigan. 2 questions for you. First, who pulls off the Michigan for the Owen Sound Attack this season?
Madden Steen.
Jackson Stewart.
I thought you were going to say yourself.
No, I'm kidding. I'd say Sam Sedley. He's got some pretty sick hands. I think he could pull it off.
Who do you think pulls it off first?
I think it's going to be Sam Sedley. And the next question I have for you leads into us because I guarantee he would do it if he pulls off the Michigan. Is he the one that would hit the gritty on the team as well?
Yeah, I could see him doing it. I could also see Stu doing it. There's a bunch of characters on our team. I can see Gav doing it.
I honestly can't see anybody on the Owen Sound Attack hitting the gritty. I can see somebody doing the Michigan. Funny story, there was a school visit this year at my school on Wednesday. We had Cedric, we had Denny, and we had Nick. A kid asked Denny to pull off the Michigan. He's playing against kindergartens at this time. He pulled off the Michigan.
Okay, I like that.
So Denny doesn't care who he's playing against. He'll pull it off.
And he's a +6 this year, so Denny Gore definitely more responsible in his own end and really taking that initiative to be more responsible in his own end as well. Just a few minutes left before the end of the show. Tomorrow, a game that you guys can kind of redeem yourself after Sunday's loss against the Niagara Ice Dogs. We saw last in the Ontario Hockey League this season, but anything can happen in junior hockey. It's one of the most exciting parts about it. What's going to be the key to success to not take them lightly and come out with 2 points?
Yeah, obviously tough game on Sunday in Windsor, and we gotta respond. Yeah, don't really care who we're playing. We're just gonna come out, play our game, and get the 2 points.
You guys are going to feed off the Bayshore crowd.
Exactly.
I'm sure they're going to be behind you for sure.
Exactly. That's what I love playing about at home is the fans. They just get us going.
Want to ask, we talked about your points total and what's in the helmet there. What's a goal you have for yourself towards the end of the season going into the playoffs?
I think just establish myself as being that one of those shutdown guys, and just keep improving on my game. And yeah, I don't know, a stat for myself I look after is my plus-minus. Try and be on for as little goals against as possible.
What's your stat this season?
I think I'm even.
I believe so.
That should have been a what's in the helmet question.
It should have, but you know what, Zach? There's only so much time in the day.
That's true. We only have 1 minute left. I want to thank you first off for taking the time doing a solo episode here. I want to give you the floor for the last 45 seconds that we have, just a thanks for your family and all your supporters so far through your Ontario Hockey League career.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start. Just mom, dad, sister Abby. You guys have always been there for me and kind of been my biggest fans and biggest supporters. All my coaches, trainers. It won't be possible to be where I am without you guys. So, yeah, thank you so much.
Want to thank you once again. Came with the well-dressed here tonight, man. Steen pulling off the retro and Sound Attack jersey. Want to thank everybody at home as well for watching another edition of Attack Wrap here on Rogers TV. Join us next week. We'll have 2 more players of the Owen Sound Attack here on Rogers TV.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.